Good day, everyone. This is Greg Meyer with Rides Done Right, and we're here at the Salem Roadster Show, and this is Jeff Larue. He's got this immaculate 67 Mustang that is, after the movie Gone in 60 Seconds,
Yes,
it's called Eleanor, right? And I know there's companies who make this. They actually have a business making these things, but I don't think that's where you got this.
No, sir. No, sir. We did everything in-house and pretty much out of a two-car garage, you know.
So how did you start this project?
After we saw the movie, I told my wife, we should build one of those, And I'm born and raised Chevrolet, it's Chevy's in my veins. And I saw the movie and I thought, you know what, we should build one of those. So about a year and a half later, we found the car out at Bob Wade's wrecking yard out in Gresham, and struck the deal with Bob. And I brought the car home, dumped it off in the garage, called my wife, and told her, "Don't go in the garage when you get home, because I got a surprise for you." And
it didn't quite look like this, did it?
No, it did not. She was a little rougher and several colors and some body panels missing, but it had great bones. So we found a really good car and very rust-free. So it's a great place to start.
Yeah, and then take us through what'd you do? How long a process was it?
It took us 8 years start to finish, and it's and this is my first Ford I've ever built. And everybody I knew growing up, they were always talking about how Fords were more expensive to build than Chevrolets, and they're right with that. So we got it. We media blasted it, did a little panel repair on it, and it didn't take much to get the body straight. And we started looking for the Eleanor body kit, and the people that were kind of mass producing the cars in Texas called Unique Performance. We were going to buy our parts from them because I figured if they were mass producing the cars, they were having the best product, easiest way to body work them and get them in. And when we got on their website, it was pretty much shut down and told us to go somewhere else. So we found Mustangs to Fear in Indianapolis, Indiana, and researched a little bit on their products and talked to the owner of the company, and they are just great people to deal with. So we bought all of our products. We did the body kit, a lot of the interior products from Mustangs to Fear, and Rich and Michelle have just been the most help that I've ever had building a project.
Well, that'll make or break a project when you can if you can't get the parts, you're done, right?
Absolutely. And everything that they built fit almost perfectly right off the bat. I mean, there was little modifications to get their body kit to fit. We've got their ABS headliner in there. It gives you 2 more inches of headroom inside. And since I always like to wear a hat, I need the extra 2 inches of headroom. And like I said, nothing but great things to say about Mustangs to Fear. They were very helpful.
Well, so what some of the more challenging parts of this build? I mean, you've done everything, but what was really a challenge?
The challenge mostly was some of the front suspension. We got a Fat Man kit, and I was dead set on not cutting the strut towers out of the car. I wanted to keep the strut towers in the car, and I wanted a bolt-in kit, and we went with the Fat Man fabrication. And the front suspension is basically 94 to 04 Mustang struts and spindles, and it all bolted up pretty good. We had some alignment issues trying to get everything to line right once we put the big brakes on it and all of that. But other than that, that was pretty much the biggest battle. Everything else has been really, really easy.
Not bad.
And I don't want to say easy, but just headache free.
Yeah,
headache free.
8 years of headaches.
Absolutely. It was painted for 2 years before we finished it. It sat in the garage, and we'd buy a few parts here to get on it, and then we'd wait and make a little more money and then spend a little more money. And
that's good. I think that's the right way. And I know people that go into debt, and actually, unless not probably, it's bad enough just to put that much money in a car, but to actually go in debt makes it that much worse.
Absolutely.
Don't try not to do that.
And my wife kept me on the straight and narrow, and honestly, she spent more money than I think I did. And, she was a great supporter in it.
So that's probably one of the themes that we're talking about this weekend is how do our spouses or significant others endure this passion that we have for cars, and how much effort and focus it takes away from sometimes our families or them, or how does she do?
She does great. We don't have any kids. We've been together almost 20 years now. And she helped me work on the car. She was wet sanding primer. She helped me put the glass in it. She helped me do the sound deadener in the car. when it came to time to decisions for buying parts, either Part A or Part B. And if Part B was a little more money, she would poke me and say, "Hey, just get what you want." You know,
nice.
We're going to do it once, and when we get the car done, we don't want to be tearing it back apart and changing everything. And so far, it's been really good. We've been in 11 states with it so far. We've got almost 20,000 miles on it, and we haven't had any breakdowns.
Enjoying it.
Yes, sir.
That's because you want that extra. If you would have cheaped out, you would have had a breakdown by now.
Absolutely. We've done one repaint on the nose and the hood from being rock chipped up.
Sure.
But
that's part of that's a badge of honor, actually.
I think so. And,
so how true to the car, the movie car, is this?
It's almost 100%. The only thing I didn't do was I didn't black the tail light panel out the way the movie car was, and I think it looks better the way I've done it. And no disrespect to anybody that has one with the blacked out tail light panel. I just like this a little bit better.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
but it's
when you make the car, you get to do it.
Yeah, and Rich and Michelle at Mustangs to Fear, they tweak the hood a little bit, and they roll the back edge of the hood down a little bit to clear the EFIs that a lot of people are running, and we're running an EFI motor in it. So, so the hood's just a little different on the back side, but as far as the forward part goes, it's all true to the movie.
Yeah. No, it looks. In fact, it looks like you just rolled it out of the paint booth. I can't believe you have 20,000 miles on this car.
It's been great. We've been out through South Dakota. Our maiden voyage was 400 miles. After we had 400 miles on the car, we went out to Deadwood, South Dakota with the car, and by ourselves. No support vehicles, nobody following us. We were solo, and away we went. We've done a Route 66 cruise. We actually got caught in part of a flash flood down coming out of the Grand Canyon.
Oh, wow.
And we've got great pictures of the water splashing up over the side of the car where the exhaust was underwater on it going through the road that had flooded out. And it got a little dirty, but it all cleaned up pretty good, you know. We rhino lined the bottom of the car, knowing it was going to get dirty.
Right.
And it's been a great car for us.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, it's such a nice car, and if they're so clean, this version of a Mustang, I mean, it's just taking all the kind of the rough edges of the normal Mustang and just kind of
just refining them.
Refining, and that's
exactly.
It's such a beautiful build, and I can see why you wanted to make that one or this one, right? And that inspiration. So
thank you.
Congratulations! It's a beautiful job.
Well, thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's it for this one. We'll see you.